So here's a big question for you. Are our schools actually preparing students for the world of tomorrow or for a world that doesn't really exist anymore? Well, that gap is getting wider, but the good news is we have a map. In this explainer, we're going to break down some really powerful research-based strategies to transform today's classrooms into launchpads for 21st century success. We're kicking things off with this quote because it just frames our discussion so perfectly. See, this isn't just theory, it's a practical roadmap for one of the most critical jobs on the entire planet, getting the next generation ready to thrive. And this right here, this is the core problem we're trying to solve. For way too long, the classroom has been all about memorizing facts. But the world today, it doesn't reward you for what you can remember. It rewards you for what you can do with what you know. This skills gap is the central challenge we're facing in education today. All right, so let's dig into this a bit. Why does this gap even exist, and what does it actually look like inside a typical classroom? I mean, think about it. Sure, blackboards became smart boards, and we submit homework online now, but the fundamental model, a teacher standing at the front passing down knowledge for students to memorize, that has stayed stubbornly the same. The packaging is new, but the delivery system, it's ancient. So what's the answer? Well, it's not about buying more gadgets. It's about a whole new philosophy of learning, one that's built on three really powerful, interconnected pillars. First up, we've got deeper learning. You can think of this as the difference between just memorizing your multiplication tables and actually understanding the concept so well you can use it to budget your money or, adjust a recipe when you're cooking. It's about making knowledge flexible and actually useful.
Next is dialogic learning. Now, this one is a huge shift. Instead of seeing students as these empty jars that we just fill with information, this approach sees them as active partners in building knowledge. Learning happens through conversation, not just from a lecture.
And the third pillar, critical thinking. Well, this is the engine that drives the whole thing. This is the skill that lets a student take what they've learned, question it, analyze it, and then go apply it in the real world. It's what turns passive knowledge into active problem solving. Okay, so those are the big ideas. But how do we actually bring them to life in a real classroom? Let's look at some practical, evidence-based strategies that any teacher can start using.
Our first strategy uses this absolutely brilliant metaphor, and it's perfect for young learners. Instead of just telling kids to have a good discussion, the playground of ideas actually teaches them the specific skills they need to have a productive, critical conversation. And this is how it works. It's so smart. It turns these abstract skills into something concrete, visual, and honestly fun. Being brave and sharing an idea, that's like going down the slide. Building on someone else's idea, that's the climbing frame. This teaches kids how to have a great conversation, not just that they should. Okay, strategy number 2, thinking together, tackles a problem I'm sure we've all seen. Classroom discussions that just kind of go nowhere. This provides clear ground rules to make sure the dialogue is collaborative, it's respectful, and it actually leads somewhere. And the proof for these 5 principles? It's right there in the research. Studies show that when classrooms adopt this approach, it doesn't just make for better CHOTS, it leads to statistically significant gains in science knowledge and reasoning scores. I mean, it literally makes students smarter. Finally, let's talk about something we can all relate to and maybe dread, the student presentation. This next strategy completely transforms it from a nerve-wracking report into an engaging, audience-focused conversation. What's so brilliant about this model is how it demystifies public speaking. Instead of some vague instruction like, give a presentation, it breaks the skill down into 3 clear, teachable parts. Tell a good story, use helpful visuals, and actually have a real conversation. And does it work? Oh yeah, the proof is right here in the data. After just one workshop based on this model, student scores shot up significantly across all 3 areas. We can actually teach students how to be better communicators. So, we've covered the big pillars and the practical strategies, but let's zoom out for a second. What's the big takeaway here? Why does all of this actually matter in the real world? The whole mission is to finally bridge that gap between incredible educational research and the reality of the day-to-day classroom. These aren't just abstract theories. They are real, usable, evidence-based tools that empower teachers to get their students ready for the world as it is and as it's going to be. And that just leaves us with this really powerful question. What if we truly moved beyond just memorizing things? What if every single classroom for every student became a space not just for learning facts, but for genuine discovery? The tools are here, The challenge is putting them to use.